Hello and welcome to this video where I will be sharing with you how I am in the process of healing a fungal acne breakout that I had. Fungal acne is the colloquial term. I don't know how to say, nor can I remember even the proper term for this skin condition, but I will put it obviously in the title and or description of the video. So fungal acne, as the name suggests, looks very similar to acne, but is indeed caused by an overgrowth of a fungus on the skin rather than bacteria, which is true acne. So, first of all, how I believe that it was triggered, threefold. First of all, I took a course of antibiotics, which don't do regularly, but was for my wisdom teeth surgery. Secondly, I took a course of steroids, which I do semi-regularly for a chronic cough. Third of all, I tried a new sunscreen, which is always a very scary thing to do anytime I'm trying a new product. It's scary because my skin is so sensitive and so reactive, and this time was it ever. So combination of those three things, and all of a sudden I had very red, itchy, hot bumps, which were first of all just localized here, just sort of my upper cheek, or upper lower middle cheek, I don't know, area. Very painful, very hot and itchy, and that's how I was initially thought that I was having an allergic reaction to the sunscreen. So I immediately stopped using the sunscreen. However, it did not go away. It worsened. So after day 2 or 3, it had spread all along. You can still see sort of the marks from the breakout all down here, onto my neck, focused mainly along my jawline and my cheeks there. Less so on this side, interestingly, but it still was there. So I then stopped using all products. I tried to stay out of the sun because I wasn't even using a sunscreen. I just tried to do nothing. I hoped that it would go away. Continued to get worse. I have a lot of scar tissue along my jawline from when I had cystic acne and from compulsive skin picking, so all of those were raised, inflamed, hot, itchy. The red bumps were spreading, and it was just a horrible time. It really triggered my skin picking disorder like something fierce. I started to feel very hopeless, just a total lack in self-esteem. It really crushed my mental health because I had pretty severe acne for a lot of my teenage years, and along with that I had compulsive skin picking, which just made the problem infinitely worse. So it was like all those feelings were just flooding back, and I was like, oh my god. I have had fungal acne before, so it did occur to me once nothing seemed to be working that it could be that again. So then I could not remember how I got rid of it the first time. It certainly wasn't doing what I did this time. It did work, so I'll share with you what I did. First of all, anti-dandruff shampoo. Now this is one called Sebisol, I'm going to guess 2% ketoconazole. So the ketoconazole is the antifungal that targets this particular yeast. And so it is the same yeast that causes dandruff on your scalp. So you're literally washing your face with anti-dandruff shampoo. and this is the one that worked for me. Thankfully we already had it in the cupboard, so I was like, let's just give it a go. And I began washing the affected areas of my skin with this morning and night. So that was step one. Second of all, I used my cream H. Now this is an anti-inflammatory, antifungal cream, and the active ingredients in this are miconazole nitrate at 2% and hydrocortisone at 1%. Now, because I was in such a panic state and I was like, I'm just going to throw every antifungal that we have in the house at this condition, I did apply this to my face for about 3 to 4 days. The first day I went pretty hard out. I did it like too many times in a day, more than you're supposed to, so don't do that. I'm not advising you to do this. This is not one of the treatments that I've commonly heard suggested. In fact, when I decided to look this cream up at around day 2 or 3, it said do not apply to your face. So I'm not suggesting that you do this, but I did do it for about 3 to 4 days, about twice a day. Very thin layer. Don't do as I say, just telling you what I did. In fact, this is a commonly known treatment. This is commonly known to work. So this by itself may have worked, but I was freaking out. So I did everything. Every antifungal that was in the house, I was like, get out of my face. So, hydrocortisone can cause thinning of the skin. There's a whole list of side effects and potential issues with this. Don't use it on your face. But I did. This, like I said, is a common treatment and is usually pretty well tolerated. So yes, I did this twice a day, morning and night, for at least 4 days, and then I did a few days of just nighttime, and I'm continuing to do this even though I'm having no new breakouts. I'm now just healing the ones that I'd already had. They're just kind of fading into the background and peeling and stuff now, so I'm healing those. I've had no new breakouts since I've been using this. So yay. When I feel comfortable, I will just cease using it altogether, but at the moment I'm still using it once a day at night. I did also incorporate a couple of other helpful items. So I usually use this Avene Cyclophate cream, restorative protective cream. It's very well used, as you can see. There's hardly any left in the tube. This is usually my go-to. So usually if I'm having an allergic reaction to a product, I will cease using the product and I will begin applying a thick layer of this cream once to twice a day. That is usually enough to clear it up. It was definitely not the case this time. But once I'd started using these other antifungals, I'm now no longer using this, by the way. I only used this for about 3 days. I now apply a thick layer of this in the evening after I've used the ketoconazole shampoo. This stuff is awesome. I love it when I'm healing any sort of skin flare-up. It's super thick and moisturizing, and my skin just generally loves it. So that's what I've been doing. I am back to using my previous sunscreen, which is Oasis Sun. This never caused an issue with me. I literally just decided to switch because I was running out of this and I felt like it was a little bit too thick and greasy for the summer. But now I'm going to be sticking with this because I'm terrified to try anything else again. That may not be true. I may try a different sunscreen. But I'm scared. I'm not rushing out to buy a new one anytime soon. I've still got a little bit left in here. So one more thing I wanted to mention is this. This is some leftover second skin that you get quite often when you have a fresh tattoo. It literally acts as a second skin placed over the tattoo. Let's actually use a tattoo. You know, the backing is peeled off, and there's another front part and a backing that's peeled off, and it just leaves like a very thin adhesive layer that protects the skin. And this is really useful for me as a skin picker. I will cut it into little squares to fit, and then I will stick it over, you know, whatever spot I'm trying to heal that I cannot leave alone. Usually after about a day or two I take it off, depending. But I can always keep reapplying it if I'm feeling like I just can't leave that spot alone. So that is just generally as a skin picker, a really helpful tool for me. I don't know where you can purchase it because this was part of a big sheet that I had from my last tattoo that I had done, just as a spare in case the first application came off too quickly. So that's a really useful tool for me. Now I'm going to show you my makeup routine that I've been using to cover this up. I actually went away camping for a few days and tried to just not wear any makeup for a few days, but I felt so self-conscious. The breakout was just so bad and it just was really bringing me down, so I ended up caving and doing this. So it hasn't seemed to flare it up anymore, you know, along with the topicals that I've been using. So first of all, I have applied a layer of my sunscreen already. Then I go in with one or the other, so it kind of depends like how much coverage I've been wanting. Obviously it's improving quite a bit, so I could just go in with the Australis Fresh and Flawless Conceal and Contour in the shade Beer. I could just go in and do that and then spot conceal anything, you know, other than that over the top with my Dermacol makeup cover in the lightest shade. So I might just do that and see how we go. So this is like a doe foot applicator, which is not my favourite, but sometimes I will use this because it is a really nice concealer that's not too heavy and is a really good colour for my skin, which is very rare. For the first few days of, you know, concealing this, I was only using this because this is pretty reliable and I feel like it's more hygienic. I can just apply some to the back of a clean hand and then dot it on with a clean finger. The doe foot applicator I don't like so much in terms of hygiene, so I try not to use it on like active breakouts. So once, you know, a couple of days of just that. Now with the healing spots, I'm more comfortable using this. So yeah, this side of my face, it was not as severe, like by any means. I think I have more scar tissue on this side as well, so it's just generally gets more inflamed if I'm having any kind of reaction. Then I have a clean Real Techniques sponge. I made sure to wash everything, so all of my, you know, any tools that I use on my face, using a clean cloth on my face to dab my skin dry, just making sure that I was using, I don't know, everything had been cleaned. Clean pillowcases, that sort of thing. Honestly, my skin is just like looking so much better. So yeah, it was really bad. It was really, really bad. But the itchiness and the pain was just also in and of itself horrible, and then I also felt like, oh my god, I felt so bad about myself. I don't like feeling like I need to wear makeup, and that's something that when I have a really bad breakout, I feel like I need to do. And it's like kind of devastating. I don't like feeling that type of way. Okay. So I actually think that I'll do a tiny bit of the typical. These were like deeper wounds, so they're a little bit harder to cover up. Literally the tiniest speck ever. Fly has joined us. That's kind of the best I'm going to get with that because it's actually kind of like a hole in my skin. And I'm probably just going to leave it at that. A little bit left over, so I'm just going to use it up around like the redness around my nose. I also took allergy medication for a few days, thinking like that might help. Didn't do anything. Then I have been using my Lumi Glotion on like the upper half of my cheeks and like under my eyes, just because I don't like wearing that much coverage. I feel like it looks so dull and flat, like on the lower half of my face, covering up those breakouts. So I just want to add some glow back into my skin. But I'm not applying this. I'm not applying anything else to the area with breakouts. That fly needs to leave, please. That is very rude. Very rude. I'm trying to film a video. People are struggling with their skin. This is inconsiderate. You wouldn't understand. You're a fly. You wouldn't understand ridiculous behavior of humans. Oh god. Okay, it's gone. Alright, I keep track of what I'm doing here. I'm gonna do a little bit of blush. On cheeks again, because I don't like wearing so much coverage. It makes me look so pale, which is like, there's nothing wrong with being pale, but like I don't want to look dead. I don't know. I don't like wearing foundation. I don't like wearing this much concealer. I feel stressed. I just can't wait for my skin to be healed. Okay. I'm gonna set the concealer with this CMA makeup no colour powder, which I just have to tap out onto my makeup desk, and then I use a little powder puff. Collect that up. Just because it definitely will move throughout the day, and I want to minimize that. Oh my god, that fly is back, isn't it? It's back. Oh, rude. This time it actually went out the window rather than the door, so it shouldn't return. your body. The rest I'm just going to do brows, which is totally unrelated to the skin stuff. Has certainly given me a moment to appreciate how far my skin overall has come. Like, it used to be so covered in acne, and I forgot what that was like. To be honest with you, I forgot how distressing that was and how much it affected my self-esteem, which is so annoying. Like, I really wish it wasn't like that. I've worked so hard on feeling good enough without makeup on that, you know, it kind of took me right back. Feeling good enough without makeup on when you have quite bad acne is a whole different ballgame. That's a whole different ballgame, rather than like the privilege of having relatively clear skin. I will say that. And it's reminded me of that. I'm growing my hair out and it's driving me insane. Oh, what a process. Okay. Mascara. Essence mascara. I really hope that if you are dealing with a fungal acne breakout, that I really hope that the treatment works for you. I really hope that it clears up as soon as possible, because I know how distressing it can be, and obviously I'm not a dermatologist, I'm not a medical professional of any kind, so this is only anecdotal. It's what's worked for me. If you have the means to see a dermatologist, obviously do that, but I don't. Some people do have to take oral antifungals. I'm using my Lush Karma perfume, solid perfume. It's on my wrists. What's on my lips is Essence Extreme Shine Volume Lip Gloss in the colour Milky Way. Okay, and that is that. Deal with my hair later. Do what I can. But thank you so much for watching this video. As I said, if this is you, if you're going through this, I'm so sorry. I know how distressing it has been for me, and it's not over yet. I'm still having to wait for the pigmentation and everything to heal, for the sores to heal completely, but the breakout is at bay. So I'm sorry if you're going through this. I hope these tips work for you, and if they don't, I hope you find something that does as soon as possible. Don't give up hope. Your skin can clear up. You can do this. You can do this. Take care of yourself. Take care of those around you. If you've liked this video, please like it. Feel free to subscribe, and I hope to see you in the next one.